Welcome into the DNVR Avalanche podcast presented by DraftKings Sportsbook. Use code DNVR when you sign up for a new account to get amazing odds boosts every single day. Avs win Game 1 of the Western Conference Finals. A very normal 8-6 score, as everyone expected. Rudo, AJ, and Meghan coming at you live from the DNVR bar. I think we're going to need more than 60 seconds for the 60-second breakdown tonight. What a game. What a hockey game. I mean, genuinely. What didn't this hockey game contain?
Goaltending.
No, fair. Everything else, though. I guess there wasn't a fight, but...
Defense.
There was some decent I felt like there was some decent defense tonight.
Okay.
Despite the 8-6 score, I didn't think it was that bad.
Okay.
That's all I'm saying.
I don't think there was anything remotely that you would consider defense play tonight, but...
Wow.
It's all good.
I don't know if I agree. Look. This game was fun. Let's start there. In a weird way, this is what you want the Western Conference Finals to be.
That is not what I want the Western Conference Finals to be.
Isn't it, though?
I don't mind if Game 1 is that way.
Isn't it, though?
But I don't want to sit through another week of that shit. That was...
Pass them down.
That was too much, man. That was too much. That was over the top.
All right. First of all, Dr. Dubs.
Dr. Dubs.
Let's go.
Cheers.
Cheers.
First time drinking, kind of nervous.
You're new to this?
Yeah.
All right. Let's get into it. Who's doing the 60 seconds from hell in this hockey game?
I got this one.
You got it?
Yeah.
Should probably
you're
give him.
supposed to give us a minute.
Yeah, that's how that works, kind of. Yeah. Might need more. Can you do it in a minute? You think?
Can I do what in a minute?
I'm not going to comment on that.
There's a lot of things I can do in a minute. I'm a very talented individual. No, I got a minute. I don't need a minute. Are you kidding me? Yeah. So, first period, chaotic. You get out to... Give up the first goal, right?
Yeah.
And you're like, good God, are they ever going to score the first goal in a game again? And then you remember that shit don't matter because they finished the first period with a slightly controversial 3-2 lead.
Yeah, we'll get into it.
Finish on a power play, score on the power play on the other side. Now you're 4-2, and you feel like, hey, we're feeling pretty good about this. This is pretty sweet. Somehow that 4-2 game turns into a 7-3 game, and then Edmonton does what they do, which is they just attack. They get the benefit of an comically soft call and end up making it 7-6 to give everybody heart palpitations, but an empty net goal makes it 8-6, and we've got a 1-0 series lead in Colorado. Done.
It's a funny night because the phrase is they don't count how, they only count how many.
Which mic is buzzing? I don't know.
Yeah,
Who knows?
I don't think the mics are that. I mean, I don't know. I guess I can't tell, but apparently we have an audio buzz that I don't know how to fix. In any case, when you count the goals, you do a lot of counting. When you count the series record, it is 1-0 Avalanche. So, I guess we fixed it. Good job, team. Let's go. All right. Let's actually get into this game a little bit.
Great first period.
Yeah.
Like a great first period. Really high energy from both teams. Not much in the way of puck management. A little too easy at times for both teams to do what they want.
I mean, look, the first goal of the game is pretty typical stuff, right? The Avs are dominating possession of the puck. And then Josh Manson and Jack Johnson just get absolutely roasted.
Yeah.
And the puck's in the back of your net.
Yeah, Vander Kane just gets up the ice, and neither one of those guys can handle that.
Yeah, Johnson didn't stand a chance.
Nope.
Manson made a bad read. He was just in the wrong place. Couldn't get back.
Manson stepped across.
Like
and,
genuinely what Manson is doing there.
don't know what he's
I don't
reading
know.
at
A
all.
couple times this game.
And then Jack Johnson trying to make up for that is like,
he just
bro.
doesn't have that speed.
Yep, no legs there. No legs there to stop it.
Yeah.
It ends up in the back of your net, but repeatedly in the first period, what you saw from the Avs was the immediate answer.
You saw where at 5v5 they can house Edmonton. They
Yep.
can really, really, really work them for long stretches. When they are attacking and they are moving the puck well, like they're really rolling. And Edmonton really didn't have an answer other than survive. And then they get a breakaway, like one thing goes their way, and then they get a backdoor. They get that backdoor play at the end to make it 2-2, and you think all that good work that they've done
For
going
nothing.
going into it, and
Well,
it's all erased, and then the difference in this game from everything that we saw in the Blues series is that Colorado superstars said, "Okay,
we'll punch back. Yeah,
we got that in the bag."
yeah.
I love that the response to Kane's goal comes from JT Compher. It's like they're opening this series up the way they finished out St. Louis.
Yeah.
Yep.
And goal scoring came from McKinnon, it came from Compher, and then Makar kind of questionably. Like, it came from everywhere they needed it to in that first period.
Yeah, like you love that a depth guy steps up and gives you a goal, and you're like, "Yeah, holla, cool."
Immediate
And then-
impact of Newhook.
And then your stars.
Well, so the thing, I want to talk about the Avs' first goal first. We'll get to everything. But it's not just a JT Compher goal. It's not just a, hey, Alex Newhook's in the lineup, which, by the way, we'll talk about the third line. They respond immediately. Edmonton scores that goal, and the Avs say, this ain't how it's going to be tonight. It ain't going to go like this. And they come down, and they get their own. Obviously, great pass from Newhook, great finish from Compher, credit there. But it's... You just could feel that the Avs were like, there's a certain way this game's going to go, and we're going to be in the driver's seat of it. So, credit there. The second goal, obviously, Nathan McKinnon is good at hockey.
I mean, it's a great outlet from Devon Taves.
It is.
It's a great outlet, and he just gets up the ice. McKinnon just gets up the ice and beats Darnell Nurse.
Cleanly.
Beats Darnell Nurse, and then Mike Smith goes for the poke check. And we always talked about this with Grubauer. If the poke check works, looks great.
Yep.
It's brilliant. If it doesn't,
You look like an idiot.
it looks like what we saw where his whole body opens up and he just pokes the puck and just slides on
Fire
through.
hole.
Just slides on through.
Yeah. It's... And it...
Yeah, Curtis McDermott in this series. Are you fucking serious right now?
Did you
watch that game? Absolutely not.
Nathan McKinnon just outplays Edmonton's defense there.
Yeah.
Like,
no, it's great individual work by them. And it's just what they gave up on the other end is
yeah.
frustrating because that's the kind of stuff that they went the entire Blues series without giving up. Like St. Louis was a team that you had to stop them from creating high danger chances. And then you look at this game in particular, look where all of Edmonton's goals come from. They're all right there in around the net. They're all right there. Little backdoor plays, little tap-ins here and there. Pucks coming out from behind the net out front. It's all within a 5-foot radius of them doing all of their offense. And they're gonna have to adjust to that. And
Yep.
whereas if you look at how Colorado scored, it's all over the place.
From everywhere,
They're
a little bit.
all over the place in how they scored their goals.
And so you go through the first, and the Avs, again, dominate play at 5-on-5. Genuinely, completely control the hockey game. You get down late, and you could just feel it, right? You could just feel the late goal coming from Edmonton. I was sitting here begging them to get out of the period.
Yeah, I mean, you could, and then when Jack Johnson fails to clear that puck,
Yep.
like,
And you know what's coming.
yeah.
You know the Avs are going to get what they deserve on a play like that.
Yeah, like, it's tough.
It's tough. Is there any...
This Martin loves this fucking song,
They
dude.
do. They do. It's the thing. And, like, obviously, credit to Edmonton. They made the play work. It's a great pass to the back door. Cale Makar just gets caught in front of the net.
Well, that was the that's Josh Manson.
Sorry.
On that back
Yeah, you're
door.
right. That was Josh
Where
Manson.
it looked like it went off his skate, and then
He was
Hyman
off his
slaps
stick
it
blade.
in, and,
Well,
Right.
and like that one's almost
Hyman.
more egregious because you pay Josh Manson to tie that guy up.
Right.
That's what he
and
does.
Manson's not marking Hyman really
At all.
He's not doing
Yeah.
anything to prevent him from making the play that he did. And I think going into game 2, that's the team-wide adjustment, is they have to do a better job tying up sticks. Like their playmakers are going to be too talented. They're going to be able to get pucks through like that.
Yep.
You just can't let them slapping at them on the other end of it. You've got to tie up sticks. You have to get stick on stick.
Yep.
It was too easy. It was too free tonight.
It was.
On multiple occasions, honestly. Like, that was probably the worst game we've seen out of Josh Manson as an Av. And, like, hey, there's going to be some variance.
Of course.
Right.
We saw some great
He's
play
done
from him
some
in the St. Louis series.
Great things.
If he's gonna have to get better in this series. And hey, you survive a nightmare night from him in this game, you just can't repeat that.
You're not going to win 8-6 every night.
Yeah, you can't have him play another game like that. You feel like, hey, you've seen so much better from him. You feel confident that it will be better moving forward, but it has to be.
But look, the Avs give up the goal. They make the mistake. And then they come right down. Cale Makar takes a puck in the neutral zone, walks in and snipes.
Yeah. I mean, he had spent all of the first period. Edmonton had been trying to clear up that right wall.
Yep.
And he spent the whole first period stepping into it. He kept taking a step back, baiting him into it, and then jumping into the play. He did it 3 times in the first period. And the last one was, obviously, he steps in and then he just beats Mike Smith. Like, that's just a star making a star play.
Now, raise your hand if you thought that was offside. And if you're not putting your hand up, you're wrong. Like, I don't believe you.
It's offside, man. It really is.
We talked about it on the watch along. Meghan, what was your take on it?
I'm not a linesman, but I thought, especially with the alternate angle where he doesn't touch the puck again, like he has it within the blue line, taps it in, comes in with it, looks like Val's coming back and doesn't touch it again until Val appears to be back past the blue line. I thought it was fine. Could be some bias.
Okay, so let me ask you this then. Did Cale Makar do it on purpose?
I don't think so. God, he'd be so big-brained if he did. I think it just was perfect timing.
Okay.
I think it just worked out.
I think it just worked out. I think he's so smart,
Yeah.
but I don't think he did that on purpose.
That would be like to apply that to in the moment to be like, oh, I'm just gonna the tag up. Yeah, that's the tag up rule, guys. Like, just don't touch it and it's fine. Like, no.
I feel like there was karmic balance too. Like that was a little questionable. It kind of stinks too that then because of the field challenge we get a power play goal in return too on what was already a little dicey. But there were some missed calls. Like I'm pretty sure at one point Lehkonen got stood on top of. And
By Connor McDavid.
By Connor McDavid. So I'm like, I think there's karmic balance somewhere in here that this started to make sense. Like at the end, I think there was an icing call on the Avs that Bednar was not happy about. Balance.
It's a weird feeling to be on the right end of one of these for Colorado, I think. The Avs have a lot of history with, obviously, Sharks Game 7, but even going back, it's Matt Duchene's offside that even created the challenge, and honestly, a very similar play. We talked about it to the Jonathan Taves onside goal that counted against Colorado 4 or 5 years ago, where it's like, the dude's 7 feet offside, but I guess he just didn't touch the puck, so it's fine. And it's look, I agree with you. Man, that sucks for Edmonton that they have to go on the penalty kill after that. That's an automatic challenge for every coach in the league. I guarantee you, every coach in the league challenges
Maybe their
that.
video coach should know the rule. Probably could have helped him out a little.
What are you challenged?
I mean,
don't sugarcoat it.
Me being the person that I am here in this position, yeah, of course. If I'm the video coach, I'm not recommending a challenge in a postseason game unless I am 100% sure of what I'm getting.
I hear you, but I think 98% of the world was pretty sure that was offside. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Either way, whatever it is, whether it's a good call or lucky, the Avs get it to go their way. And AJ, I think you said it best. You don't want that goal to go in? Make a save.
Yeah. Stop the puck, man. It's a clean shot. Got no screen. You just get beat.
Avs are up 3-2 after one. Meghan, you mentioned the power play. They come into the second period and they convert it. And this is where you're starting to feel like it might be a night, right?
Yeah.
You get the goal from Makar, McKinnon, Compher, and then Kadri puts one in on the power play, and you're like, oh, okay, the Avs are going a little bit.
Yeah, when Mikko gets that fifth goal,
Yeah.
that's when you're like, yep.
Everything's
Every
clicking.
shot.
Like they're, as a team, they're feeling this. Yep.
Yeah.
I get it. I get why it's on sides. I understand the rule. I'm cool with it. I'm just saying that rule comes up once every 4 years. And, like, if we're going into this argument, there's a whole other argument that Val being offsides literally didn't affect the play there.
Yeah.
So-
and that's where I'm glad, like, this works out for Colorado is, like, a great player makes a great play, and it would have been pulled off the board because of a guy that had nothing to do with it. He was not, in no way did him being onside that quarter of an inch or whatever have an impact on how it all played out. He skates in and just smokes a puck past a goaltender. That's all that shit is. That's all it is. And it would have sucked to have that come off the board. So
It would, and look, in a universe where this game ends 3-2, this is getting way more scrutinized. But this game went off the fucking rails from there. So, whatever. Again, Kadri gets the power play goal off of. Are we calling that a lucky bounce? I mean, Kadri gets the initial quality shot.
No, I mean, it's a rebound, and nobody on either team is able to pick up that rebound. Kadri just gets to it. I don't really think, it's not like it's on his stick. He has to go and get to it. You know, it helps that he's left-handed and he's moving that direction, and that's where the puck ends up.
It just comes out that way.
Yeah, and then I guess that would be that one and the poke check from McKinnon. Those are the two goals where I'm looking at Mike Smith and I'm like, what you up to?
Yep.
Because Mike Smith, like, you're getting beat, like, high by Mikko Rantanen and one's blowing over your shoulder. Like, you're not stopping
That's
that.
an all-world shot. Yeah.
Right, like, that's a great shot. That it is what it is. The Makar goal, like, it's a great goal. But the Kadri one, I just don't, it doesn't look like he knows where that puck goes.
Yep. Just
Kadri does a great job. He gets to it, and there you go.
And counterpoint, Edmonton make it 4-3 because Darcy Kuemper genuinely has no idea where a puck is.
Look at
It-
Literally,
rebound.
a puck that hits him and, like, crawls through his body
Just bobbles away
and then
from
just
him.
drops onto the ice, and he's just like,
Has no idea.
and Ryan McLeod's like, are you fucking serious? The NHL's never been this easy. Boop!
And it's a 4-3 game. That goal's a rough look for the Kuemper. The first two, you know what? You give up a breakaway,
Yeah, you give up a goal to Evander Kane.
you
He
give
makes
up-
a great
yeah.
shot on a breakaway. Like, come on.
and you give up some backdoor nonsense.
Yeah.
And it's like, look, Kemper's not stopping those. But that one, you wanted to stop.
Dude, that is an unacceptable goal for an NHL goaltender to give up. Where your number one problem there... Jeez, this is the number one problem. It hits him, and like that, the one thing that you saw when Frankie came in, I know we haven't gotten there yet, but the one thing you saw is that he was swallowing up pucks.
Yep.
And with Darcy Kuemper, it's like, can you ever just eat a puck? Everything is bouncing off of him and just going directions. He has no feel whatsoever. And it's one thing when you kick the leg out and, you know, you're literally kicking a puck in a different direction. That's totally different. This is a soft wrist shot that hits him up high and just crawls around his body and pops out. It's unacceptable for that to be a rebound at all.
Let alone a puck
And
that
then-
he could have found and
And
froze.
then to completely lose track of
Yeah.
it to the point where it drops next to your skate and all the dude has to do is come up and just poke it in. What the shit, dude? What are you doing? And then, you know, Word has it that that's what's bothering him. It's something with the eye injury.
Yeah.
Is what's bothering him.
So,
and it doesn't look like he can track the puck. So I'm willing to believe that this is true.
Look, I don't want to speculate too much. There's a lot of rumors out there. What we know is he was out with an upper body. There are multiple people speculating it was potentially concussion spotters pulling him. But it was very, very clear someone along the line, however many minutes to the second period, said Darcy can't go. I don't know if it was Darcy. I don't know if it was Jared Bednar. I don't know if it was a concussion spotter. But someone said he can't go. And that is what it is.
Yeah. I mean, he skates over to the bench and he talks to Bednar, and Bednar just, okay, and pats him on the back, and he's gone. All right, whatever.
And
I can't believe that bullshit from Ryan Johansson is still playing a role.
It's the
so
same.
Annoying, man.
I'm not going to take any excuses. I'm not going to take any of the shit. Pavel Francouz comes into the game, and I said it in the St. Louis series. You play the game you're in.
Yeah. Nothing you can do about it now.
You just move forward. It is what it is.
Just before Kuemper exits, too, he makes an important save that leads to the play turning the other direction for Mikko's goal.
Yep.
So I think he earned a little bit of credit getting his leg out for that pad save.
Make no mistake, Darcy Kuemper gave up 3 goals. Pavel Francouz gave up 3 goals. Neither goalie bailed the Avs out of this hockey game.
They did feel created differently. The Francouz goals too. I will note that there was a difference.
And the one goal that you really look at where you're like, you cannot in any world give that up is the third one.
Of course.
The other ones, like, we'll talk about, but the other ones, it's like, guys, what the fuck are you doing in front of this guy?
Let's first of all, we are brought to you by Breckenridge Brewery.
Yeah.
Go get yourself some beer. I got an Avalanche right here. There were at least 2 people at this game that got tickets from Breck Brew. You go to breckbrew.com. You can nominate anyone you want, including yourselves, to win tickets to an Avalanche playoff game. Yes, they have Game 2. Yes, they will have Game 5 if it happens. Yes, they will have Game 7 if it happens. Yes, they will have Cup Finals games if it happens. So go jump on breckbrew.com. Go get yourself signed up. Also, buy some Breck Brew because Breck Brew is delicious. Highly recommend. If you haven't tried it yet, they literally have dozens of flavors. They even have flavors that AJ likes for beer.
True.
And that's saying something.
True.
Strawberry Sky gets the job done out here, all right? So go check out Breck Brew. You can find them here at the bar, of course, or at a local liquor store near you. And after you've done that, go on over to DraftKings.com. The NBA Finals are upon us, and it's possibly the most boring finals imaginable. Warriors versus Celtics.
Yeah, we'll see. Go Warriors.
Really?
Oh,
I mean, fuck the Celtics, to
Dude,
be
I'm
fair.
sorry, fuck all of Boston forever for the rest of my life.
Fair enough. I'm here for this take. All you have to do is
Can
make
that city go 5 years without one of its team making a championship round? Like, just fuck off, dude.
Luckily for you, it doesn't matter who wins. You sign up with new code DNVR with a new account. You bet $5 on the NBA Finals. You don't even have to win the bet, and you get $150 in free bets. You can take that $150, bet on whatever you want on DraftKings. Does not matter if it's hockey or football or badminton. There's a ridiculous amount of sports. I can't even name them all. So go there, go look, go bet on whatever you want. Must be 21 or older, Colorado only. Other terms, restrictions, and conditions apply. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for details. Of course, if you have a gambling problem, call 1-800-522-4700. AJ's nodding along to something over there.
Somebody said whoever stole my passport was from
I was
Boston.
giggling about that.
True.
True. Absolutely.
You're going to be like on a watch list now because someone's going to try to use your passport to do something.
I mean, still waiting on my new one.
True enough.
Ooh.
Hopefully I get it someday.
Yikes.
Second period of the DNVR Avalanche podcast. We already talked about the Mikko goal.
It's a great entry.
It is.
And then look across the zone as Mikko
To find
coming.
him,
And, like,
yeah.
that's classic Avs. Like, the
Yep.
Avs have been doing that Jared Bednar's whole tenure. The Avs have been pulling up inside the zone and then hit the guy coming late because the defense is all on one side of the ice, and you just have all that open ice. For him to make that shot, though, that's awesome.
That's a great shot.
In and out so fast, we had no idea. Until the referee was skating around
And it was
pointing
like,
at
yep.
it, and we're like, oh, that's a goal. Go.
And did you get 110% Mikko rant tonight? No. But did you get enough of the Moose tonight?
Yeah.
Yes.
This is you'll take this Mikko Rantanen over the Rantanen that you've seen all postseason? Hell yes. I will take this Mikko Rantanen.
He's more intentional. Tonight's Mikko Rantanen.
What's that?
He's more intentional. Tonight's Mikko Rantanen.
Absolutely.
He put that fat ass into it a little bit, right? Like,
straight up.
you gotta put the effort in. The Avs kind of kept the barrage up after that. JT's goal goes in less than 2 minutes later. And again, yes, it's a JT Compher tip. He gets into position, does all the great stuff.
Yeah, that goal's kind of nonsense.
But
it's a good one.
Look, you get a good bounce, but it's who? Cale Makar making a fucking play.
Well, and it was after an extended shift in the offensive zone. Like, he has a dominated possession in that shift, and they had multiple shots on goal, and then it comes around and Makar one-timer and just catches JT Compher out.
Just the right way, yeah.
Yeah, who's standing there by himself, like right in front of the goaltender.
And that was the end of Mike Smith, ultimately. Which pulled in game one for the second series in a row.
Yeah, it turned out okay last series, so
we'll see how it goes.
Edmonton, if there's one team comfortable losing 8-6 in game one, it's Edmonton. They're like, yeah, it's no big deal. That was fucking crazy, huh? Can't believe that happened again.
Wild.
And genuine, they've lost game one of every series. So
yep, they're 0-3 now.
The Avs have won game one of every series, so everybody's comfortable where they are.
Nothing means nothing.
Yeah.
Let's get to our king of the game, though, because Cale Makar is back, ladies and gentlemen.
What a
He
guy.
has more poins in this game.
Did they take away his other assists?
Yeah, because it was a goal.
It was
in
4,
three.
yeah. No,
They might have taken.
taken it away.
There was one that we thought might get taken away
because Landy. Did he touch it? Did he not? Kind of situation.
That's the one I'm going to check right now.
Yeah, it looks like they did take it away.
Yeah, they did give that one. That was the one they took away.
Yeah.
So he has as many points in this game as he did in the St. Louis series. A 3-point night.
Oh boy.
He's vibing all night. He's dominant. I mean, the goal that he scores is rock star stuff.
Yeah.
You just give up a heartbreaking goal at the end of the period. Instead of a period in which you have played great and you're going in with a lead, you're tied. And instead he's like, nah, we're going in with a lead. And that's just great. Like, that's the superstar stuff that occasionally you just need some of that.
Yep. And look,
defensively, like, he
got by.
Like, on the power play at the very end or on the PK at the very end, you'd like it.
You had the one bad goal for sure
in front of the net, but the Avs outshot the Oilers 20-9 with Makar on the ice tonight.
Seems good.
And guess who Makar's going up against?
Connor McDavid.
Like, everybody. He's never leaving the ice again. It was just that kind of a night. It was that superstar turn. The guy that we saw from the Nashville series was back.
Yep.
All of Colorado's stars that struggled against the Blues showed up and were like, yeah, by the way, we're still pretty good.
Genuine fun stuff to watch. I mean, we'll get into the third period too in a minute, but the Avs went out and won a hockey game tonight. Top to bottom, they got it from everywhere. As we get into the seventh goal, Logan O'Connor to Andrew Cogliano on a 2-on-1.
You know, the one thing I don't remember about that goal is how they got there.
Well, they didn't give an assist to anyone but Logan O'Connor. So.
I don't remember how they got to the 2-on-1, but that's another great example, though. Like, a great finish by those guys. Everybody thought that LOC was going to shoot that. He sold shot the entire way.
Sequence.
And he waits and waits and waits and waits and then makes a great pass across. Now, all Cogliano has to do is just receive it and put it into the net. Because there was Mikko Koskinen had no chance on that goal. There's no way he can get over there.
Looking it up just to tell you. Play starts with a puck battle in the Avs zone, and it's a puck battle between Jack Johnson and someone, and Logan O'Connor just carries it out, and they take it 2-on-1.
So I don't know what Edmonton is doing.
They get caught
to
deep,
to give up a 2-on-1 the other way, but it's just not. That's not good enough.
And yet, it's just fine for the Avs.
Yeah, Riley, if a different thing did happen, there might have been a different outcome.
If different things happen, it's a different game.
It's my favorite argument, and listening to Blues fans over the last several days, as they're like, oh, well, if Helm hadn't scored that goal, and then they, then they win in overtime, and then they go back to game 7, and if Binnington hadn't been hurt, and you're like, all right, we're now like 4 separations from reality here.
Man, look, if Binnington hadn't thrown that water bottle, maybe I wouldn't think he's a piece of shit. So.
And then called it a God-given opportunity.
Oh, my God.
What?
Ugh.
Anyway.
Either way.
Yeah.
Keep this podcast rolling. Let's not make any bones about it. You are up 7-3 in a hockey game. You should win that hockey game every single time.
And you know what? They did.
And they did. Ultimately, they did.
Yeah, with 3 minutes to go in the second period, though, you have to exit the zone.
Yep.
And that's Devon Taves. He has to get out of the zone.
Struggled in the third period,
He has
too.
the puck. He does not get out of the zone, and they give it over to Connor McDavid. Like, if you're not going to get out of your zone, make sure it's fucking Derek Ryan doing it, dude. Like, give yourself a chance here. And instead, it's McDavid, it's Draisaitl. And Draisaitl makes the great toe drag on Makar, who goes sliding at him.
Yeah.
And it just goes cross crease, and that's Frankie can't do shit
Not
about that.
asking him to stop that.
It's the easiest thing in the world for them. Oh, just toe drag a sliding defender, outweighed him. Hey, look, he's over there wide open. The only way that's not a goal is if they just flub it. If they just screw that up. That's how easy the Avs made that goal for them, and that's the stuff you cannot make it easy for them. They have to be better with it. And for it to be guys like, look, Jack Johnson and Josh Manson are going to give you what they're going to give you. Those results, those guys are subject to a lot of variance.
Yep.
At this point, I've accepted that the Avs might not win the face-off battle in a team with McDavid on the top line, but that's another example where if you're not going to win those face-off battles, then you need to clear the zone if you're Devon Taves.
Clears become that much more important.
It's incredibly important.
We saw it at the end, even when they were winning the face-off in their own zone. They weren't getting out. They rim the puck around, they lose the board battle, Landy loses it, and then loses it again. And it's just like, look, this stuff isn't good. Like, this is fixable things. These are fixable execution errors. You guys are capable of so much better than this. You have so much better to give. And it's funny, we like glossed over the part where the team built a 7-3 lead by being like, well, they were just playing great, and Edmonton's goaltending wasn't, and so there was a 7-3 lead. But they dropped 7 on Edmonton in this game.
Yep.
Like, they did enough to win, and then, look, it got to 7-6. You're frustrated by that.
But it didn't get to 7-7.
But they never got tied, and you walk out with a win. Great. Now you just have to go. You have to get to work.
Now you're down to Berkey.
Now you're in a series where you're saying, okay, each team had the opening salvo. This is what they did well. This is what they need to work on. Now you're in a series of adjustments. Now you're in, let's tinker.
Meghan, I want to go to that third line. Because you get 2 goals from Compher tonight, but you also get great play from Newhook. You get Andre Burakovsky giving up the body. Who's the key there? What's the linchpin? Because we haven't really seen that much quality play from the third line so far these playoffs.
It's really tough to pin it on one guy, too, being the biggest difference maker on that line, because I feel like they each contributed something a little bit different. But I really liked the addition of Newhook back into the lineup because I think he's just such a great passer and has great vision, and that helps someone like Compher, even Burakovsky. I think these are areas where they struggled a little bit on that third line or second line when they've made appearances there.
Yeah, it's the reality of Andre Burakovsky and JT Compher is they're not going to drive that much play by themselves. And how much play is Alex Newhook going to drive? I'm not sure, but it was clear that Nick Aube-Kubel was not very effective at elevating his teammates. And so far, Newhook has done a better job of that. So, it's in a series, especially against someone like Edmonton, getting production out of those lines. And I know the play Berkey blocked a shot on Edmonton ended up scoring on anyway. But having a line like that fully committed makes a big difference in a conference finals.
Well, it makes you that much more dangerous. It makes you that much more dynamic and well-rounded as a roster. Like, without the free goal that Kuemper gave to McLeod, like, you're looking at Edmonton's depth and you're like, there's not a lot. They didn't do a whole lot tonight. This is still all about McDavid. It's still all about their top 6.
It was a 3-point night for McDavid and 2-point night for Draisaitl.
Yeah.
And even their late goals, they did get one from Derek Ryan.
Yeah.
And then the other one comes from Ryan Nugent-Hopkins on a power play.
Right, and that's McDavid on the cross-ice feed. So, but I'm saying, like, they give the free goal to Ryan McLeod. You just can't give up that goal under any circumstances. The Derek Ryan goal, that's the one that makes it 7-5 in the third period. And that's one where, look, let's be honest here. Yes, there were frustrations leading up to that, but what a bounce.
Yeah.
Like, it goes off of the Avs
off
like
of
that.
Josh Manson's stick.
And lands right on Derek Ryan's
through
stick.
two dude sets of legs.
Well, and like cross crease perfectly where it's going like this, and you're just like, shit, dude, come on.
That's why you score 7, I guess.
Well, like, you're just frustrated on that one because you don't really look at that and say everybody needed to be better there.
Right.
You're looking at that and you're just like,
well, I mean, you wind the tape back and you say, look, the Avs should have cleared the puck a minute ago.
Sure.
But
because I think that was also Jack Johnson,
the
one where he
failed
just
clear,
held on to it.
Yep.
And then as soon as anybody got near him, he has multiple teammates.
Full panic mode.
And he just throws it up the boards to nobody, and it
Yeah.
doesn't get out. And how many times are you seeing goals against the Avalanche that are just a result of that?
Yep.
Their transition
Far too many.
has been much better. Their transition defense has been much better in the postseason. And instead, it's the second opportunities that teams are getting where they get the extended shift. Now they're worn out. Now they're scrambling a bit, and things happen.
And look, on the whole, I don't think the puck luck was particularly swayed one way or another tonight.
It did not feel dramatic. It felt like each team had some big bounces.
Agreed. You get the Compher goal. You get the posting out early against Darcy.
Yeah.
Bounces felt fairly level. It's just that was one that went against the Avs.
Yeah. And, like, you survive it.
Yeah. You survive it. That's a great way to feel about this game. Colorado survived it. Top to bottom, they got through it in the third period. Obviously, you get the penalty call. Is it a little soft? Yeah. Is it also, Landy, what the fuck are you doing?
It's incredibly soft. And that's my frustration is, like, and they called a penalty earlier in the game on Kadri, who sold the shit out of it too.
For sure.
And it's like, are you guys really gonna bite that hard on guys selling calls in the conference final? Because after one game, the plan should be
you just encourage everyone to dive their asses off.
Exactly. Because the two penalties that get called, like, each guy embellishes the shit out of that. And especially one of them, you're talking about in the third period where, and this is just statistically true, officials call fewer penalties.
Yep.
They just, it's usually by a pretty significant margin. And so they're looking for something more serious. That's not it. But from Landeskog's perspective, what are you doing?
What did you prevent by doing that? Yeah.
He doesn't have the puck. It's not a rush. They dumped it in, and you spun that guy around at the blue line by himself. It was just totally needless. You need smarter than that from your captain, from all of your guys. It doesn't matter who makes that penalty, but your captain can't do that. And then, come on, are we really back in this position of you just can't kill a penalty?
And we talked about this on the live. What is Cale Makar doing there?
Yeah.
If you're gonna play that the way he plays that in the middle of the ice, you cannot let that pass get through.
Yeah.
Especially that easy.
You need to be going down on a knee. You need to be putting your stick on the ice. You need to be doing something to try and prevent that cross crease pass. That's like the one thing you can't be giving up.
Yep. Agreed. 100%. They give it up. Obviously, it goes in. It's a 7-6 hockey game.
Yeah. And now you've got, all right, 4 minutes, and you've got to close.
Yep.
Well, they outscored Edmonton 1-0 in those 4 minutes. They closed.
Straight up.
And to be honest with you, like you were going to need a save or two from Pavel Francouz down the stretch. He gave that to you.
He gave you 2, arguably.
He gave you a save at the end of the second period when they were on their first power play.
Yep.
And then he gave you another one in the last couple of minutes there. You get just enough. You're not looking at the goals against and being like, wow, Frankie, what the hell are you doing? But you do look at some of the saves that he made. And you needed the difference in the game was 1 goal. You needed the 1 extra save.
Yep.
And Mikko Koskinen did everything he could at the other end of the third period. He stopped 2 breakaways, 1 from Rantanen, 1 from Kadri.
Yep.
Neither of them particularly clean break. Like they weren't
CC gets a stick on Kadri for sure.
Yeah, and Kadri like doesn't really ever get
a quality opportunity
to make like he's he's under duress there, but great saves. And then there was also the little cross ice pass to Nichushkin, and Nuke failed to score that one. Mikko Koskinen made saves in the third period, funny enough, to keep them from getting to 8. Like does what his team needed him to do. But on the other end, Frankie did just enough.
Yep.
Just enough.
And then obviously you get what the Avs couldn't get in Game 5 against St. Louis. Gabe Landeskog puts it into an empty net. Granted, there wasn't nearly as much pressure on Landy in this case. Edmonton wasn't anywhere near him.
And a good read at center ice.
For sure.
Like, it's telegraphed from Barry. He telegraphs that pass. I knew where he was going with it. But a good read and then a good finish. And like, we're like, oh, he's not under pressure and blah, 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 blah. If he misses that for whatever reason, you still have a tense 20 seconds to go.
Yep.
He doesn't miss, it's game over. And like that at the end of the game, they closed. They played quality defense. They didn't give it up. Frankie did just what he had to do, and they got the empty net goal. They got it out, got the empty net goal. Because there were, 3-4 different clears, including the world's worst fucking icing call of all time?
Yeah, that was brutal, man. That puck died, and they still called it icing.
It died, and both guys stopped skating because they were bracing to go into the
like,
wall.
oh, it's not icing. All right.
And then all of a sudden, it gets to the red line, and he's like, boop! And you're like, chop his arm off. Are you for real with this? But they got several clears.
They did. Multiple.
In those last 2 minutes, they get multiple clears of the zone and then prevent free entries coming back in.
Yep.
It was so much better than what we saw against St. Louis. So much better. And like, not a huge surprise because St. Louis was awesome all year in that situation.
Sure.
That was a team that was very comfortable in 6-on-5. I can't say, I don't really know. Maybe the Oilers fans hanging in our chat can tell us how good they were at 6-on-5. I actually don't have any idea.
It didn't feel great from them. It didn't feel great.
Just the difference between the pressure and how they played. Colorado was much better in that situation in this game than they were against St. Louis.
Especially with their inability to clear 5-on-5 in this game, seeing them step up in those final moments when the Oilers did have the man advantage was so important.
Okay. Did you have heart palpitations during this game, chat? Well, maybe Green Chef can help with that, all right? Maybe you're a little bit unhealthy. Maybe you need to work on the heart health a little bit. Maybe you need to eat better dinners. Green Chef has you covered. They're a delivery meal service that brings you the best quality meals you can find out there. Whether it's paleo, there's like 80 different meal plans that they have. The vegetarian, vegan, whatever it is, they can cover you on the meal plans. I have to say, the quality of their meat is excellent. We got a little bit of it. Absolutely delicious. Cannot recommend it enough. They have pretty much everything you need when it comes to a meal plan. They'll give you your proteins. They'll give you your veggies. They'll give you your sides. They'll give you everything you need. And it's super high quality. It's carbon footprint 0, so they make sure they're taking care of all of their packaging and stuff like that. They're a super high quality product. If you haven't checked them out, you gotta get over there. Go check out Green Chef today. Highly recommend. Honestly, like it's just a quality product. I always struggle like with selling people products that I like, because I don't know what else to say besides like, yeah, it's a good product.
Yeah.
Like, just go get it and you'll like it and you'll know what I'm saying.
Just go get it and you'll like it.
Right.
Salesman of the year shit right there.
I know I'm not the best salesman, but it's just genuine good stuff. If you haven't gone out and tried it, now's a great time to do it. You can go over to greenchef.com. Sorry, I gotta pull up the actual the website. Sorry. I apologize, Green Chef. All right. Go to greenchef.com/DNVRAvs130 and use code DNVRAvs130 to get $130 off plus free shipping. Again, that's greenchef.com/DNVRAvs130. The number one meal kit for eating well. If you haven't gone over there, you might as well check it out, right? I know a bunch of y'all are using random meal plans like we do. We went through a bunch. Go take a look. That's all I'm saying. Also brought to you by Avaca TV. Go to avaca.tv/DNVR. That's EVOCA.tv/DNVR. Get signed up for a full-on television service. It's got Altitude. It's got AT&T Sportsnet. It's got national channels. It's got a DNVR channel. You can watch us on Avaca TV right now. What's that? I don't know what you're saying, but
It's got a built-in DVR in case you'd like to record the game.
There you go. You can record games. You can watch us. You can do everything you want. Go jump on it. Avaca.tv/DNVR. Local here in Colorado. I think it's also available in like Idaho or somewhere if you happen to be over there. Go check it out. Highly recommend. Third period of the DNVR Avalanche podcast presented by DraftKings Sportsbook. Let's get to some super chats. $5 from Alex. No comment. Thank you very much. $5 from Dylan. That's why you score 7. Hard to beat you when you score 7. I'm just
score
saying.
8.
They did score 8. They only needed 7, though.
Got the 2-point conversion.
Nah, count it.
Is Natasha Leggero on a cooking show?
She might be.
I swear she's the other host, the tiny little host. That's her.
It does look. I don't think it's her, but it does look like her. Yeah, that's not her. No shot.
The more you see her, the more you're convinced that's not her. The more I see her, the more I'm convinced
Really?
it is.
Really?
What is this? Do we know?
No. $5 from Alma. Such a fun game. The sack was buzzing. I imagine that was a wild game to actually be at. Gotta be crazy. $2 from Riley. Thank you very much.
Oh, that's Rat in the Kitchen.
Rat in the kitchen, huh?
It's what?
Rat in the kitchen.
Rat?
In the kitchen.
Next.
Sorry, I got distracted.
$2 from Kevin. Avs win, but damn, that was crazy. It was.
Yeah, it is her.
It is really? Damn. I didn't think it was.
I know my toxic comedians.
Amazing. Thank you, Kevin. $5 from Jim. Dedicated to the score of this game because I got high by Afro Man. Great job, DNVR Bar.
It's been a hit here recently.
Yeah, it's been played quite a bit. $2 more from Riley. Fans were buzzing tonight. Poor Jim Matheson.
Yeah, so I only caught a piece. I didn't actually see the tweet. I just saw that Jim Matheson was taking shots at the Avs crowd pregame.
Sucks to suck, bro.
But I bet by the end of the night, it wasn't such a big deal in his mind.
Look, man, if you want to be the next Tim Peel, that's on you.
He's also old and batshit crazy, so who knows?
$10 from Mike. My favorite take from Oil fans is if Koski starts that game, the Oil win. As if the entire season of that dude being the heel of that team didn't happen.
It's always fun to watch people retcon the game and
Yeah.
just be like, okay, well, if Darcy Kuemper plays better,
The Avs don't give up 7 goals.
if Pavel Francouz is in net the entire time, they may not score 6. So it works both ways.
You can only play the game you're in, chat. You can only play the game you're in. $5 from JT. $1 for each goal Avs scored tonight. Oh, it's $8. My bad. Thank you. Bar looked jumping, hope to make it for an Avs watch party someday, since it was Nug's party back on January 15th.
Yeah, I mean, the bar, considering that the crowd was a little smaller, given Tuesday night, given really bad weather in Denver.
6 o'clock
very
game,
rainy.
yeah, at home.
Yeah.
It was pretty good.
Yeah.
$5.
It filled out, and everybody that showed up meant business.
They were vibing.
Yeah.
for
Definitely.
sure.
People coming upstairs couldn't find seats downstairs.
Yeah, there
Yeah.
were people coming upstairs that didn't know that they're not allowed to be up here. It was pretty fun.
$5 from Jamie. Some defensive breakdowns, but love the goals down the lineup. Did they give any indication on what happened to Kuemper? Missed when he got pulled.
I haven't checked anything post-game, but I don't think
I
there
haven't
was
either.
anything.
I wonder if Berkey's okay too. I don't think he played after he blocked the shot.
It definitely looked like that ankle shot stung him. We'll see what the actual result is.
Yeah, they
but
finally put that line together, and now one of them's gonna get hurt.
You hate to
Classic.
see that.
Classic hockey vibes right there.
Classic hockey vibes.
Yeah, it's been a rainy ass day in Denver. There's no doubt about it. Meghan, what are we feeling are the keys to this game? Obviously, Cale Makar is our king, but where else did the Avs succeed, and what can they roll into game 2?
They did a lot of things right in every area, right? Like 1st through 4 lines, all were doing things that they needed to be doing. Defensively, there were a couple of breakdowns. Obviously, Josh Manson had a really tough game, but I thought Byram continued to look good. So I'd say to stick to the process of this game, but to get a little better in their own end at being smarter about how they decide to clear that puck and get it out of their own end. And that starts with like both the forward group and the D-core too. Those are mistakes were being made across both sides of it.
I think that's a great point. It shouldn't be understated. There are times when the defensemen rim the puck like that, and they expect a forward to be there.
Right.
Yeah.
They need help at certain points.
They might need to outscore their problems this series.
So far, so good on that.
So far, so good. Not sure what's happening with goalies.
Post-game, nothing about Berkey, so
Okay.
I would assume that's a positive.
Just stings.
Fine, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and then Kuemper, a
Solid we'll see
A
on that
stoic
one.
we'll see.
Yeah. You live with what you get there.
yeah.
Look, whatever happened, the Avs are up 1-0 after Game 1 of the Western Conference Finals.
Yeah, you have a series lead, and now you've got to try and figure it out. If you've got Frankie in net, then all right, but you're on home ice, and you have so much room for improvement, especially in the area in which you are comfortable that you're better than them, which is defensively. Now, they also have a metric fuck ton of room for improvement defensively, but through the season, you were the much better defensive team. Theoretically, they would be able, if they can get to a higher level defensively, they could slow some of this chaos down, and then they could play in more of a structured environment, which they will be a lot more comfortable. Although it's hard to say the Avs were uncomfortable tonight.
They felt pretty darn
they
comfortable
sure
for the
looked
most
fine.
part. Yeah. Is what it is.
Yeah.
Avs got to show up for Game 2, and look, at the end of the day, you find a way to win a hockey game, a W is a W.
Yeah, and then it's about tomorrow. It's you take what you need to learn, you start to make adjustments. And I said, this is now you're into the part where everybody adjusts. Craig Berube had his adjustments after Game 1. Game 2 looked a lot different. I think Game 2 is probably going to look a lot different than this.
Oh, yeah.
From Colorado's side, you just hope that this isn't the last time that you see superstar production from you.
You want your top end to keep it up.
Yeah, you want, Cale Makar's probably not going to score 3 points per game, but we talked about Colorado's defense being a major difference maker and their ability to drive offense. And you look at tonight, 3 points, Devon Taves, for all of his problems, Devon Taves finishes with the 2-point night.
Pretty okay.
Like, the guy is still helping you out in the way that you want. It's just more of a struggle and less reliable than we've been accustomed to. That's got to clean up. You live with Josh Manson having an off night. You can't be cool with the Devon Taves just giving pucks away.
Yeah.
He's way too important to you to be in that position.
Agreed. 100%. Megan, final thoughts?
It's really fun to watch McDavid.
Isn't it?
He's unbelievable.
I'm really appreciative
Like-
for that. And he seems like a great sportsman, too.
It's just quality. It's just, AJ said it on the watch along. If you are a person who's not a fan of either of the teams, not invested in the series, you're going, this is dope.
Yeah.
I love this.
Yeah.
Like,
This is definitely, that was a fun start to a series.
It was
but,
fun.
I mean, you there's so much high-end talent. Like, we always talk, like, if you scrap the league and everybody gets reset back to 0.
Yep.
And they redraft everybody, right? How many of these players would get picked in the top 10? Top 15?
At least 3.
At least 4.
4. You're committed to 4?
McDavid, McKinnon,
Makar.
and Draisaitl.
Yeah, Draisaitl, true.
Well, at least 4 guys that are getting picked, probably in the
you
top
have,
10.
And you have Mikko on
And
like
Mikko's-
a fringe of that.
And Mikko's
yeah.
like on the edge of it.
Yeah.
So you're just, there's so much talent in the series. There's so much game-breaking talent that I even said during the watch-along, this is not a team. Yes, you love that you have a 7-3 lead. Great. But you're in no way comfortable.
Game is far from over.
This is not in any other team in the NHL, even Tampa Bay. You're like, yeah, okay. We put 7 on Vasilevsky. We're winning this motherfucker. Not the case against Edmonton because they can just counterpunch with the best. Now you survive. You get out of there. You're up 1-0. You feel great. You can't experience the kind of letdown that we saw from the Flames in Battle of Alberta. Because this is how that series started.
And Edmonton
They
won
won
4
9-6,
straight.
and then the Oilers just swept them after that.
Yep. You gotta stay strong.
Now it sure helps that Calgary's goal with 4 minutes to play in a tie game in the third period gets wiped off the board for kicking. But you could also say that tonight was a little bit of karmic justice for that.
Fair enough. Okay. There's 1,000 of you in here. Be sure to like and subscribe on the YouTube channel. It helps us out a ton. Y'all are ridiculous. We appreciate all of y'all. Every single one of you in chat. We love you. We are out of here for the night, though. We'll be back tomorrow previewing.
Be a hater. Be a hater all series. Connor McDavid great at nothing.
Fueled by spite.
All he does is lose.
Tomorrow's podcast, probably previewing Tampa Bay, New York, if you're interested in that.
Yeah, we should talk a little bit about the end of the Eagles as well.
We will.
So,
One of the segments will be Tampa, New York. The other segments will be whatever they
just
are.
Recapping.
We'll talk about everything. We appreciate all of y'all.
Don't even worry about 7. You just need 3. You need 3 more wins. Worry about the next 4 when you're in that series.
True enough.
3 more wins against these guys and you're out of it.
One game at a time. Just
Genuinely, this is the series I'm more concerned about than anything that happens than Tampa or the Rangers.
Forget 3 wins. Go 1-0. Every
Yeah.
game, go 1-0.
Just go 1-0 every day and you're in the Cup Finals.
Yep.
Look, how hard is that?
Yeah, how hard
We
is
just
that?
said it. It's not that difficult to just do it. Avalanche.
All right. We're out of here for the night. Thank you, all of you. We will be back tomorrow. Until then, we will talk to you later.